Yo bros, good afternoon. Today is Monday. Um, my next project, the next one which I spoke about on the website is what I call my Manik Mango. Now Manik Mango has a certain ring to it that I like, you know. Now you may ask, what makes a mango wine Manik? Well, this mango wine is gonna be straight East Indian mangoes, ripe, juicy, sweet, and it's gonna be spiked with menthol and mint. Now the mint flavor will be coming from various kinds of mint that I have in my greenhouse. I have Cullen mint, peppermint, black mint, cat mint, you name it, I have them, and well, all of them. I have all of them. All right. Now the menthol is coming from two distinct plants that I have: Panadol plant and Vicks plant. Now these are called that. I don't know if elements of these are actually in the product, Panadol and Vicks. But what I can say is that they both have very strong menthol, menthol aromas, and they taste exactly like how they smell. Two of them is menthol, but different kinds of menthol. I must say that the Vicks plant smells almost identical to Vicks vapor rub. The Panadol plant, in my humble opinion, doesn't smell like Panadol, but it smells like menthol medicine. Alright? What I've done this morning, I started with the mango aspect. And I will show them to you. There are three gallon containers of mango. Mango must just started. It's sulfited and I'm waiting on the 24-hour period. I haven't taken any gravity reading as yet. 3 gallons each, 3 kilograms of sugar each, white sugar, and call it about 3 pounds of 3 kilograms of East Indian mango. Like I was saying, I haven't taken the gravity reading as yet. I'm gonna wait out the 24 hours, thereby, although I know it's well mixed, the sugars have all dissolved, but the sweetness from the mango has not as yet been incorporated some of the flavors haven't been incorporated in the must as yet. So I'm waiting that out. Just before pitching yeast, I'm gonna do my starting gravity, okay? Alright, so that is that aspect of it. Now across here, this is just over 2.5 gallons of jackfruit wine, and this same thing, just over 2.5 gallons of mango wine, an earlier batch. Alright, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be just mixing them together. I'm not going to do any craft thing of taste or anything. I'm just going to mix them together. But I want to have it in my 5 gallon batch. Alright, I am not a math genius, but just based on where these are, it tells me that you're not holding here. And I don't want, I want to ensure that we have equal parts of the two mangoes, the two wines. So what I'm going to do, I have 7 gallons of apple wine, and I'm going to rack that to my 8 gallon container. Alright, now 7 gallon going into an 8 gallon container, there's going to be some headroom, headspace. Now this is where argon comes in. This is my argon gas, and I have the nozzle already immersed in star sand being sterilized. I will show you how I do that when the time comes. Alright, I'm not going to have you watch me rack 7 gallons into this using an auto siphon. It's going to take 5 or so minutes. I don't want to have you watching that for 5 minutes. As brewers, we all know how it looks. I may start it, but in your brewers for them to see how I start mine, and then I'm going to cut the video, and finish that. Rinse out, sanitize my 8 gallon North Mountain fermenter, And then I'm just going to rack these two into it. And after that is in this. I'm going to do a little mixing and then rack from that into my 5-gallon containers. I will come back and show bits and pieces of what I'm doing, alright? I don't want to bore you to have you sit and watch me rack 7 gallons into this. But I'll come back when I'm finished. I'll come back and show you how I get the argon in it. I've actually shown it in a previous video, but I'm going to show it again for persons who may not have seen that. Alright? So I'm going to start with the racking now. Of course, you sanitize your auto siphon as usual. Sanitize everything. Newer brewers, bear this in mind, please. If you don't sanitize, you might end up making vinegar. And it's so far I've been fortunate. It has never happened to me, but as I say, never too late for a shower of rain. This is Star Sand solution, 1 ounce to 5 gallons in my container here. Alright? And like I said in a previous video, if you're going to be working in the Star Sand solution, it is prudent to wear protective gloves, to wear gloves. And it's not so much that it's an acid solution. Star Sand is an acid sanitizer, alright? It will irritate your skin the longer your hands stay in it. Alright, now I try not to get any on my hands, but of course, from time to time, some will come on my hands, alright? Alright, let me start this. Some time ago, I spoke about labels. I don't know if you can make out my writing, but this is what my label says. It says 7 gallons of malt apple juice, wine tannin. I don't want to put in the dosage of each. I added 4 kilograms of sugar, and it ended up, the starting gravity was 1092. Alright? Why I get 1092 for 7 gallons in which I added 4 kilograms of sugar is because the apple juice itself was already sweet. It already had in sugars. Alright? Now if I normally use 1 kilogram per gallon, that takes me up to about 1090 plus, somewhere in there. Alright? If I put 7 kilograms of sugar in here, it would be over sweet. It would take me maybe to about 120, something like that. Alright? Alright. That was my airlock. That's off. Sorry I'm turning my back to the camera, guys, but my room is me alone. It's a little more difficult when it's one person working. Oh yes, oh yes. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is to take a gravity reading. Now I know this talk about 60 degrees and all of that. I honestly don't worry myself with that. The ambient temperature is the same for both the starting and the ending gravity. So I am thinking in my own simple mind that whatever compensation needs to take place for the starting gravity will be counteracted by, will be nullified by the adjustments that need to be taken for the final gravity. Alright? Let me see where this came out. Whoa. It has gone very dry. It's at 990. Ooh. What yeast did I use with this again? I think it was oh, here's a mistake that you guys must try not to make. I did not record the yeast that I used. It never said what yeast, but I think it was my Premier QV. Premier QV, yes, it was Premier QV. Let me just add that now. Can never find a pen when I need one. I'll add that later. I don't want to have you watching me waste time all the time. Alright, so I now have my 7 gallons that I'm going to rack in this 8-gallon container. Alright? I'm going to start it and then cut the tape, cut the video, and come back afterwards. My water siphon has been sterilized, sanitized in star sand solution. Hello guys, me again. Sorry about that. The other tablet rather, ran out of juice. So this is my cell phone. All right, the 7 gallons have been racked into the arm. Yeah, 7 gallons of wine is in there. It came out at final gravity 990. All right, so started at 1092. Came out at 990, that's 102. Call it 13% ABV, so it's kind of strongish, alright? And it is completely dry, as can be expected. Alright, I'm going to actually work with the argon, so I'm going to put this is the spout coming out of the star sand solution there. Now I'm putting it down into here. I don't necessarily want it to sink all the way to the bottom, so I'm gonna turn on the gas. Then are you seeing what is happening? All right. You may hear the gas going in. Just give it there for 5, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and then turn it back off. Remember, argon it doesn't react to anything. It sits on top of the wine. So even though the mouth of the container is open, no air will actually be resting on the wine itself. All right. That's about it. That's it. And that is it. You know, you put in your rack your brew, then you spray your argon in there, seal it, put on the airlock, and you're good. Alright? That's it for this video. Hello brewers, once again in the brewery. Day 2, yesterday was day 1, and by the way I had some issues with my cell phone, with my tablet. I'm not sure, I haven't actually tried to upload it to the desktop computer as yet, but I think I may have lost some coverage, you know, some footage. Anyway, today we have 3 3-gallon batches of mango must. What's going to happen today? Those were sulfited yesterday, 24 hours, ended maybe about an hour and a half ago, hour ago or so. So I'm going to be starting the, I'm going to be pitching the yeast. And for this, I'm using Premier Classique, Red Star Premier Classique, 3 packs of it. Alright? Now, Premier Classique goes up to 18% ABV, I think. We're not going anywhere near there. The amount of sugar that I put in should take me to about 1093. Alright, somewhere in that vicinity, 1090 to 1100. And that will only take me up to just about 13%. Alright? Let us see what happens. That should take me up to just about 13%. Okay? I'm gonna start. Let me see if I can find a better angle for the camera so you can see what I'm doing. Primarily for new brewers. Alright. Well, here's my refractometer, but we're not going to be using it. Today we'll be using the hydrometer. Now, how I always start is that whenever you pitch your yeast, you cover it with a cloth and find a way to secure it so that the fruit flies cannot get into it. It allows the Camden tablets, whether sodium or potassium metabisulfite, it allows it to dissipate into the air. Alright? So that is what you see here. These are some brew bags that I use. Alright? I'm going to show you what the most looks like. I don't know if you can see it. Those are the brew bags with the mangoes in this one. I'm going to give it a slight stir. It should be a little more than 1093, simply because the mangoes themselves have in sugars. Just based on the amount of sugar that I put in, it shouldn't go more than about 1093, but where's that going? I'm surprised it's at 1080. It says 1080. Alright, fine. Again, home brewing is not an exact science. It gives you an idea of where you should be. Alright? So it's not the end of the world simply because I didn't get to the 1090. What's important is that I won't be, the yeast, the amount of sugar in there, won't be able to go above, more than above 12% or so. Alright? I don't use yeast starters. I used to do it sometime a long time ago, but I find that this works just the same, and it saves me some time, So I'm going to be sprinkling or pitching my yeast for you new brewers. Get accustomed to some of the terms that we use, because believe it or not, pretty soon you're going to be guiding newer brewers too. Alright? That's how it is. Alright, that yeast has been pitched. I'm going to be putting on the lid and affixing the airlock. Alright. It's as simple as that. Easy peasy. And I tend to dry it off a bit, Like I said, this is my preferred airlock, the 3-piece. I'm going to be dousing it in the sanitizing fluid, star sand solution, 1 ounce per 5 gallon. Ew. My grommet fell off. The grommet is that little black thing that this is the grommet, alright? I'm going to be cutting the video after this. After I finish setting up this particular batch, this one, I'm not going to have you stand there watching me do for all 3 of them. Alright? Okay, so this particular 3 gallon batch is ready. It's finished. I finished setting it up. I'm gonna break the video now and I'm gonna do these 2. Then I'm gonna come back and show you the herbs that I'll be using. Alright? So give me a couple minutes. Okay guys, brewers, here they are now. The 3, pitch the yeast in all 3. A pack of Red Star Premier Classic. Again, that goes up to 18% ABV, but the amount of sugar in there will stop it at about 12%. All 3 of them came out at 1080, by the way. 1080, 8, 3, 24, 11%, which is fine, you know, for wine. Alright? So I'm now gonna show you what I'm gonna be doing today. I'm gonna cut it again, do some cleaning up, and then start the video again and show you the various herbs that I'm including. Alright? Hang in there. Okay, hi again, bros. Back again. Did a lot of work while I was off camera. This batch of herb here, I refer to as my menthol batch. Menthol, and this is the mint. Alright? In the menthol, you have, you may have heard me speak about Panadol plant and Vicks plant. For persons who do not know what they look like, this is the Panadol plant and this is the Vicks plant. Vicks, alright? Panadol, Vicks, so both of them together here. They look alike, but they smell very differently, alright? As per usual, you got to wash them. I just dunk them in some star sand. You don't want garden pests entering into your must. Alright? Disgusting, particularly snails. Let me just leave that there. I don't mean to gross out anybody. But just is how it is. This middle plant here is my broadleaf oregano. It is not, strictly speaking, it's not a succulent. For persons who are familiar with plants, succulents are those that are thick, but that hold a lot of juice, a lot of water. The leaves are thick and squishy. But it is kind of squishy. So I'm just gonna put it in with the menthol mint. It has that's what I said, it has its own flavor, its own aroma. Not menthol, not mint, somewhere in between. Alright? Oh, you may see me throwing things down. This is my brew, one of the fermenters with the brew bag. I'm loading the brew bag. The brewery now smells very strongly of menthol. The mint is a little more subtle. The menthol actually pierces the nostrils. So this is the menthol bag. I'm only going to make 2 gallons of this. So this should be quite enough. Hey, very absent-minded. I said I was going to include the broadleaf oregano, and I didn't. After this, I'm going to cut the video again and load up the bag with the other brew bag with the mint. I'm not going to have you stand and watch all of this. Video is now going on for 15-20 minutes. Not everybody will want to watch it if it is too long, too lengthy. Yo. These were already washed off when I took them out of the greenhouse. So all the hard dirt, if any, would have already been sprayed off. Alright? Like anything else, wild yeast is on the leaves, on the stems, etc. And I'm just nullifying those. Even though I'm going to be sulfiting this again until tomorrow. Alright, I'm putting in the mint now. This is colored mint. Let me show you what it looks like for persons who are interested. This is how colored mint looks. Alright. I'm going to do a little of each. This is what we call peppermint, or some people refer to it as Jamaican mint. I think that is it. I don't have any other kind of name. Oh, I have some marjoram. Marjoram is another aromatic herb. Actually, this is, yeah. Marjoram is another aromatic herb. Right, including it as well. And this one, the leaves are a little larger. This is fine leaf oregano. And that's it. I'm going to cut the video now and then finish loading up that. Alright, see you in a couple minutes. Hello again, bros. Since I cut the video, I have finished loading both brew bags. This is mint and this is menthol. Alright, this one is menthol. I've measured 2 gallons each, put in the additives, use nutrient, etc., etc. I'm not going to go through that. And all that's left to be done now is to give it one last stir. And to install the brew bag. Just put the brew bags in there. Next, I'm going to be covering it with this, with the other brew bags that I took off of those. They are out of the mango must. And how do I do that? Let's put this on top. Get a few rubber bands. Stretch them. Yeah. Now I'm going to put about 4 on each, because sometimes the rubber bands break during the night, you know. So I put 4 out in case there is some breakage. Hopefully there'll be enough to keep the thing secure, because this is the tropics. Fruit flies are everywhere, you know. And it's only thanks to my sterling effort why we don't see any here today, you know. I'll give myself a little credit. So this one is finished. This is the mint. Again, this is put over and left. Essentially, it is open because the caffeine tablets, the metabolite sulfide, it allows it to dissipate in the air. Alright? After making it unlivable for wild geese, and it dissipates in the air, there is nothing really remaining in the must. Stretch it. First one is always the most difficult one to do. Okay, alright, so I'm gonna cut it now. I mean, we're basically finished. Just to do some cleaning up and to put up some other stuff, some other things. Alright guys, have a good one. It was a pleasure. Again, this is my way. This is how I was taught to do it. Alright? You have other bros who will have other ways of doing it. This is how I do it. Alright? And what you find as bros, you know, while your rookies coming up being mentored, you will tend to do things exactly how your mentor taught you. Now as you gain more experience, you may start, you know, developing your own ways. That certainly has happened to me too. And I'm sure for the experienced bros out there, you can attest to the same thing, you know. So that is it for now, guys. It was a pleasure. The next video, well, tomorrow evening I'm going to be this is for 24 hours. Oh, by the way, I just remembered something. I hadn't put in the Camden tablets. No Camden tablets were placed inside here. It's because of the rush that I'm in. You know, I don't want the video to be too long. Alright? But I'm going to cut the video here. I'm going to add the Camden tablets and then, you know, call it an evening. Alright? Alright, cool. Hello bros, I'm back again. I'm sorry I never did any video yesterday. I came down, nonetheless I came down, and in the last video I did, I spoke about you know, having sulfited the mint and the menthol that I would come the following day after the 24-hour wait period is over, and pitch the yeast. Well, I did yesterday. And so I'm going to show you the five containers. Recall the first three were mangoes, 3 gallons each, and the last two that I pitched the yeast yesterday. And the yeast I use in this one is Cotes de Blancs, Red Star Cotes de Blancs, Cotes de Blancs, yeah. I pitched them yesterday. So right. Mango, 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 alright? And the front two, this is the mint, and that's the menthol. Now at present, the aromas haven't started to come out for the menthol and the mint as just yet. The mint is more aromatic at this point in time, more fragrant. But say another 3 or so days, then you're gonna have the mint and the menthol coming out. As it is now, it's primarily what we call fermentation funk, that sour kind of smell when fermentation just really started. So that is where it's at, alright? I'm going to be adding this video to the others. I have them all lined up in my video software, and I'm going to be adding to it when I go back upstairs, alright? It was a pleasure. Now, feel free to ask any questions. Again, I don't profess to know everything. I don't. I may have some experience in some areas. Not a problem. I'll share my knowledge as best I can. You know, feel free to ask, and then also remember that there are other people within the group that you can ask to. You have such hardcore bros like Corey Copeland, Catherine Galvan, and good friend of mine, John Crady. You know, all decent people, all very knowledgeable about fermentation, about home brewing, you know. So, well, that is it for now. Alright? Have a good evening. Happy brewing. Sorry about this, guys. I've decided to give you a close-up of the fermentation process. You're gonna see bubbling in the airlocks of the 5 containers that I have. Alright? I'm gonna spin the camera around now. So okay guys, here are the fermenters, 5 of them. This is mint. You can see the bubbling, that's the front one, and even some frothiness on top of the airlock. That's fine. Then we have here the menthol. Alright, this is also bubbling. Alright, so let me hold it until you actually see some movement. There you go, there you go, there you go. Then that's the front two. Then this is mango. Alright, this is another mango. And this is the final mango. Alright, so guys, have a good one. It was a pleasure sharing with you.